Students and faculty attended the Santa vs. Jesus Interdisciplinary Forum on Tuesday, December 4th in Breckenridge. The forum was led by Dr. Ric Caric of the Department of International and Interdisciplinary Studies. Joining Dr. Caric were Tanya Tyler of the Lexington Theological Seminary, Dr. Pam Ryan of the Philosophy Department, and Reverend Drew McNeil of the Methodist Student Center. The four debated on who means more to Americans these days, Jesus of Nazareth or Santa Claus. New Center spoke with the event's organizer, who was pleased with the outcome.
Tonight's forum I would rate as kind of 9 or 10. We had about 60 people here. The people on the forum, people on the panel were all enthusiastic, knew what they were talking about, and we could have had a few more questions, but basically if I hadn't cut it off at 8:30, I think we'd still be going.
Caric shared how this series of forums began and what each hopes to achieve.
The idea of the forum as it started out as a soapbox event for the Honors College, for the honors program, and there were basically like 6 or 7 people coming, and that was kind of the expectation. And then when I moved from government to the Department of International and Interdisciplinary Studies, I started expanding the forum. And the idea with the forum is to provide a friendly kind of context within which faculty members and outside speakers can argue, discuss, and debate emotional and difficult issues, actually, and then in the sense of sort of like Santa versus Jesus, because questions are raised about Jesus, that can be a very emotional issue for people. But we do these things in a very friendly, civil context that we hope encourages discussion on a broader basis.
New Center also spoke with Reverend Drew McNeil, who had dinner with Dr. Caric prior to the event.
I was a part of a panel discussion 6 years ago here at Moorhead, where it was a separation of church and state debate that Rick was on. But just to personally interact with him over a meal and get the latest on his story and where he is and how he's dealt with some of the subjects we talked about tonight was just a fun encounter, frankly. Dinner was fun. And it was all Dr. Caric's idea, and I'm glad he suggested it.
McNeil later applauded the questions asked by students in attendance.
The questions and interaction back and forth between students in the panel was fun. And I appreciated some students calling me on some things or questioning and wanting me to clarify some things, in addition to people wanting Dr. Caric, Reverend Tanya, and Dr. Ryan.
While the forum speakers and those in the crowd all have different viewpoints on religion, there was a great sense of respect and understanding in the room, which is what the forum was really all about. Reporting for New Center, this is Hardy Breeding.